Oh my goodness. I don't freaking know if I'm live or not. Let's time out. Let's go to
Want to sell online? Go to
Wow, that's loud. Dan, what's happening? Can you hear me? And do I sound okay? If not, please let me know. Please letteth me know. Late night at the office, not doing much of anything actually. Um, I'm supposed to be on Twitch and YouTube. Javier, what's going on? Brett, what's going on? Man, I haven't logged on to YouTube in a long time. How are y'all doing? Um, Talk to me. I ain't got nothing much going on. I figured I would just talk to you guys because.
How are y'all doing?
Whoa! Double audio. Timeout. Hold on a
Talk to
second.
me. I ain't got nothing much going on.
All right, I'm back. Audio looks good. Don't scare us again with those loud tracks. My bad. No, no track. Sorry, it was streaming through the computer. Noni, what's going on, man? No, yes, baby sleeping. Wife is at the house. Baby's at the house. I'm just here. They're sleeping, so why not come and talk to the people on YouTube? Is it just me, or like I got a new camera? Does it look really soft? The image seems. Let me change my settings on YouTube to see. It's got 480p as my quality. I want that HD crispness. All you guys that have Sony cameras, let me know. I'm not. Yes, I do YouTube, but I'm not great at it. It does look soft. Okay, so I got a high dollar camera with a high dollar lens on there, and it still looks soft. I'm not sure. It's me. It's not the camera. I did something wrong. Wherever you are tonight, cheers. I'm sipping on a little Crown Royal Peach to just get the mood right. How's everybody doing? I know COVID is a MF, and if you're anything like me, man, business is slow. Things are like slowly starting to pick up, but not like fully picking up. All of the production stuff is gone. Production stuff is gone. I would say until this time next year. Weddings are slowly starting to pick back up. I feel bad for the people out in California because, man, y'all are getting it bad. Like my man Cleveland Terry, people like Noni. It's just, I feel bad. Nolan, what's going on? One of my newest employees up in the chat. Can never go wrong with some Crown. Man, in Vegas, I'm looking forward to a Vegas trip. I was supposed to go to Mobile Beat, then I was supposed to go to DJ Expo in Atlantic City. Both of those got canceled. I haven't went anywhere this year. I think the farthest I've traveled, me and my wife took a cruise right before like the whole COVID popped off. Like I think literally we were one of the last cruises to take off before they said we ain't doing no more damn cruises. So we did that, and then I left there on a Saturday, flew to Vegas on Sunday because I spoke at the Disc Jockey News convention that they had going on. I've been at the house ever since then. I take that back. I went to Atlanta about a month ago to pick up a truck, but yeah, I've been sitting at the house. Business is ugh. It ain't good. How y'all doing? DJ Thornton, what's going on? If you're in the chat, tell me where you're from. Where we listening? Where we tuning in from? I know we got California in the house. I know we got people right up the road in the house. Vince, I have lost some weight. I'm not gonna say that it's purposely done. I think stress along with the baby and just out here trying to hustle. I'm not going to say I've been taking the best care of myself. But I'm trying, like, I'm trying, like, I'm a big dude, and I've struggled with my weight for as long as I can remember. And yeah, I'm losing some weight. I think since we got on the cruise ship, I've probably lost 50, 60 pounds. But again, it's not on purpose. I'm glad it's dropping, but it's not on purpose. Probably need to get that taken care of. If any of you guys are Sony people and know how to make my video look crisp, because this camera supposed to shoot in like 4K, but the image looks a little soft. If any of you guys are Sony Vloggers, let me know what's up in the chat. We got Miami in the house, Bellingham, Washington, Canada, Long Beach, Mississippi Delta, California, Cincinnati, Kansas. Got random ass people outside of my shop at 11 o'clock at night, but I got a Glock and a Rari, right? I'm not using a capture card. I guess technically I'm using the capture card. I'm using the Blackmagic Mini Studio Recorder. Is how I'm getting the output from my camera into my computer. Got Alaska. That's dope. No, it's not a rat behind me. That would be the shop cat. Been watching my videos for a while. Just want to say thanks for the knowledge to help you run your sound business called 1836 Productions. Oh, by the way, checking in from Houston. H-Time. I like Houston. I've spent some time in Houston. Houston's a dope city. I think Houston gets shitted on a lot, which is unfair. But Houston's a dope city. What is my streaming rate? Let me look. Shit, I don't know. It's 60 frames per second. Is that good, bad, or ugly? You guys tell me in the chat. But it also kind of looks soft on the. It also looks kind of soft on the camera itself. Like if I go look through the viewfinder or like the little screen, it kind of looks soft there too. So if you guys, I know business is kind of down for everybody. Tell me what you guys are doing to keep yourself busy. I know we've been doing a lot of install work. We've been doing a lot of consultation work. We've been doing weddings are starting to pick back up. This coming up weekend, I think we've got 5. We got 5 weddings. That's the higher end of the average. It's been averaging probably 2 to 3 a week for the past month. Whereas in like November, where a lot of those postponement dates got moved to, I think November 7th. I don't know why that's such a crazy date, but sheesh, I think we've got 12 events that day. And that may, some of you guys that own bigger production companies or bigger multi-DJ companies, that may not be a lot, but keep in mind, I've only got 7 people on staff, so I'm having to hire in some subcontractors to get some work done. But the show must go on, especially like in times like this. I'm not passing anything up. I'm saying yes to everything, just because money is money and diapers ain't cheap, as most of y'all know. We got 24 people watching. Tell me what you guys are doing. Damn it, Bar, you didn't have to send $5. DJ Bar in the house. Bar, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Baby's doing good. Baby was 3 months old on the 31st. So we're 3 months and some change. Growing like crazy. Now I got to show you a picture of this little munchkin. He's doing great. He's doing great. It's I thought life was good. But man, having a kid that like looks exactly like you, like a combination of me and my wife, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I'm a huge crybaby. I didn't have a dad growing up, so like every other day I pick my kid up and waterworks. It's crazy. I don't know if y'all can see that. That's me and my little kid reading bedtime stories last night. It's great. It's great. Bar, how's things up in your neck of the woods? I know you just moved into a new office. I think you guys are somewhat getting back to work. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I see some of the SEE guys and Posh guys maybe getting back to work. How's things up in Jersey? Up in Jersey. I still need to come see Bar. This was like it was gonna happen because I was gonna go to DJ Expo, fly into Philly, kick up a Bar for a day, then go to the show, and all that shit got canceled. All of it. Last semester in college for an audio engineering degree was going to go to Blackbird Studios. That's a dope place. In the spring, but with COVID going on, I'm not going to pay that much right now. I don't blame you. So let's see here. If you're going to Blackbird, you must be close to me somewhere. You must be real close. Because Blackbird's right up the road from me. Let's see here. Bottom right-hand corner. Let's see here. Kilobytes per second is 2788. Derek, watched the old video on the Mackie DRM series. Went out and bought the DRM 215s and love them. Thanks for the review. Yeah, the Mackie series, I was pleasantly surprised for the money. I know Bar also got a pair of DRM speakers. I'm not sure. He didn't get the 3-ways. I think he got the 12s or the 15s. And we were chatting online when we first got them, and pleasantly surprised. Now, I'm not giving up my EKX EVs for nothing, especially for like speaker on a stick DJ gigs. But for the money, I don't think you can beat it. Blake Newkirk, hey Woo Pig, how you doing? Do you think there'll be a NAMM 2021? There's no way. There's no way. I know, like NAMM is the biggest. It's the biggest music convention on the planet. There's probably 15 to 20,000 people that flock to Anaheim in the convention center. There's literally no way they could have it there, especially being in California, because California's got some of the strictest lockdown rules right now. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think they might have already pulled the plug on it, as a matter of fact. But yeah, NAMM is not gonna happen. Bar, I need to call you tomorrow because I know you got a Sony camera, and I need some help because as you can see, my picture is looking a little soft, and I don't know how to. I don't know. I'm a point and shoot guy. Bought this thing because side note, my company's starting to do some videography stuff. So. Wedding films, brand activations, real estate. We've been doing some stuff for some car lots. That's all a plan to try to make it so if something like this happens again, if something happens like this again, we have another stream of income. That's kind of one of our pivot points. Also, we're going to start doing some transportation stuff. I got a dually F350, got a dually van, got 16-foot trailers and access to 24-foot trailers and 36-foot trailers. Why not use it to make a little money? Because money it's still super tight right now. Even with us, Arkansas never really got like a full shutdown, but even with us. Working, money's it's tight right now. And this is, if anything else, this is giving me an opportunity to realize that, hey, I've got way too many eggs in one basket, because this is my only basket. Now, yeah, I do like some day trading stuff on the side. And I do like some odd and end stuff. But I would like to take the focus of this and shift it somewhere else. Still keep Crown Entertainment. That's not going anywhere. But like to be 100% honest with the production stuff, the concerts, the festivals, the corporate events. We've lost probably $250,000, and that's probably being conservative. So this is allowed me to take a step back and say, hey, what can I do to do something else, or at least add to the portfolio. Anyway, enough rambling. It's probably your output from OBS. You're only getting 480p on YouTube, so it's probably an output setting. Well, that sucks. This whiskey is making my nose run. Have I ever thought about doing internships / schooling when it comes to running a sound business and learning more knowledge on equipment? Derek, are you talking about for myself or like hiring interns to come here? I would say I'm always doing some sort of like continuous education something. Like during this whole COVID thing, a lot of the manufacturers have been doing like CM Lodestar. They have chain hoists and motors. We've got some motors, and they did a course on like certifying your motors and like repairs and maintenance and stuff like that. I've done some of that stuff. Elation with Onyx and their lighting platform, which we own. I've done some of that continuous education stuff. But as far as like me going out and like being away from this building for more than even a couple days, at this point it just can't happen. It just can't happen. There's been talks about Disney reopening. Disney kind of is, I think they're like the catalyst for when the world opens. Look at like the theme parks, the people that's got like big money in the game. Casinos is another point that you can look at. Hey, if the casinos are going to open back up to 80-90% capacity, maybe we're not too far behind. But right now, I think casinos are even, they're still at 30% capacity. So, it just, the way to gauge something like that is look towards the bigger companies. But I still think we're months out from doing a rock show. We're just months out. What kind of whiskey am I sipping? Why don't I show you? It ain't. It's not Maker's Mark, but Crown Royal Peach. It's fantastic. I drink it straight, cold, on the rocks, not on the rocks. This bottle is about done. It might be done by the time this stream is over. Who knows? Hiring interns to come there and learn. So I've thought about hiring interns. The problem with hiring an intern to come here is, internships, more specifically paid internships, they don't pay a lot of money. I can't, especially right now, I can't afford to pay someone a livable wage to come here and learn, because to be 100% open, honest, and transparent, I'm not even paying myself a livable wage. Like we're working, but things take money, and it's just it's a tough time. Now, a year, 2, 3 down the road, I think that could possibly be something that we kind of do on a regular basis, especially with like the videography side of things. I'm actually working with a college student right now who is shooting some great stuff, but he just needs a little bit more structure. For those that didn't know, I went to school for journalism, so I've kind of got an eye. That's why I'm on YouTube, and I kind of got an eye for what I know that I want. But he brings like a fresh flavor to it, But another point to that is he lives 20 minutes up the road. I can't pay someone to come here from Cleveland and put them up and pay them a wage where they could get an apartment or something like that. It's just, right now it's not feasible. In the future, maybe so. Johnny, I know so many DJs have addressed how much you should charge for a DJ even as a beginner. I'm wondering how much a beginner should charge for production. Ooh, my goodness. That's a tough question to answer. That's a tough question to answer, because there's so many variables in how much you should charge. There's no, if you've got, let's take my VRX constant curve line array. If we take out 12 boxes, for a normal DJ rig, I know how much it costs for a DJ to go out minus the pay for the event hosts themselves. I know my numbers on that, but with a production gig, things are, it's just, there's so many variables. Are you inside? Are you outside? If you're inside, does it have a balcony? If you're outside, how far is your listening audience? What kind of lighting package do you want? Do we need to bring power? Is power going to be supplied? Do we need to provide backline? What backline is going to be provided? Is the artist bringing anything? Is it a fly date where we're just renting racks and stacks? It's a tough question to answer. I'll give you this like little tidbit. On a production job, it's very rare that anything for a production job. Let's take some of the MMA stuff that you guys have seen on the channel. It's very rare that I will leave the house for anything less than probably $4,000, $5,000. And that's not even that much gear, but you got to take into the account of paying myself, paying, at least 2 to 3 people to do labor. Then you got to look at the costs. We've got 100 feet of truss. We've got, 16 to 20 movers. We've got the sound. Production isn't something you can just charge line by line, especially if you're working with repeat clients. It's just tough. It's just tough. I will say that once you start kind of getting into the production stuff, you'll find out really quick whether you're charging too much or not charging enough. I think you'll find that out cool. Sorry, my nose is running. Woo Pig, I live in Anaheim, and luckily right now we have minimal cases, and now we have gyms, restaurants, church, movie theaters open as of today. School can open in 2 weeks. So yeah, Arkansas has been back at school for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. And again, we never really had like a legit lockdown. There was never a stay-at-home order in Arkansas. There's been a lot of back end stuff because people don't want to social distance and like the mandates and stuff like that. We never really like stopped working. There was never a period of more than a week or two where we went without work. I'm thankful and I'm blessed because if, take for instance, the homie bar or people like Cleveland Terry out in California who hasn't worked for a while. With the amount of overhead that I have, and this is probably the whiskey talking because I shouldn't be telling you guys this, but with the amount of overhead that I have and the amount of bills it costs or the amount of money it takes to run this machine month to month, I would have made it to December. And then I don't know. That was, me and my CPA had that conversation back in February. Looking at the money that we had in the bank, it was like, look, if another dime comes in, if another dime doesn't come in and you don't spend another dime, you got enough to go till December. So by September, we need to make a decision on whether or not you're going to get a real job or you're going to get a job and go to work and move out of the office. And it's just a mess. But luckily, business still sustained. We still had people booking shows. We were able to get the PPP, Paycheck Protection Program. We applied for the EDIL. The EDIL was kind of shady, so we went a different route. But luckily, things have worked out well for me. Again, I'm blessed more. I'm treated better than I deserve. But again, I've made smart decisions. I've put money back. Cash is king. And like if you guys are wanting to start a production company or whatever you're trying to do, take it from someone who's been there. And again, I'm the small guy on the totem pole. But if you want to start a production company, I would say going forward, you need to have no less than 20 grand in your savings account. Just to get you over, if something like this happens. I'll say it right now, I will never operate my business anymore without having at least 15 to 20 grand in a savings account. Just because taxes and fees and unexpected expenses or a pandemic. If I didn't have money saved up, it'd be a whole nother subject, whole nother day. Oh, okay. Let me get back to the comments. Sorry, my nose is running. It's the whiskey. Kevin, how far will I go to DJ? I will go as far as people are willing to pay me to travel. I've DJ'd in New Orleans, Dallas, Orlando, Nashville. I'll go wherever. I'm lucky enough to have a lot of friends who have seen my business kind of start from when I was a freshman in college to where it is now, and they put their trust in me to provide an awesome experience for their event. So I have friends that got a little money and living in Orlando, and they want me to come DJ their wedding, which is dope. But I'll go wherever people are willing to pay. John Caniford, what's going on, man? I'm still waiting on you to get back to posting on YouTube on a regular basis. He was kind of the reason why I started getting more serious with it several years ago. Let's see here. Shout out to you and your wife on the beautiful baby. Man, he's precious. He's precious. How did I grow my business on the DJ side of from a single op to a multi-op, and what was the hardest part? The hardest part, and it's still tough. The hardest part is finding people that you can trust and that won't rob you blind. I've got a great team of guys that I can trust with my business. They've taken my brand and made it their own. That's the hardest thing. I will say there's a great book. I know I talk about like people like Mike Walter, Joe Bunn, listening to their resources that they have. I actually bought a book several years ago. Let me go get it. Actually, I bought this book, Running Your Multi-Op. Mike Walter bought it. I reference this thing a lot. Like I've got a business card in here. Like when I reference this book a ton. It's helped. There's a lot of stuff in here that will work for across the board. There's some stuff in here that you may want to take and put your own spin on things. But there's a ton of free resources out there. But hiring a person that you can trust and isn't going to steal from you, isn't going to try to take business away, isn't in it for 6 months and then they get their own gear and then they're off. That's the toughest part. I have no problem dealing with clients, good or bad, dealing with equipment, good or bad. The team is, if you put a good team together, that team will take care of you. And then, I started this on my own, and then I got to where I couldn't DJ every weekend. So I had another buddy who was also DJing. And I said, hey, I got some dates. If you want to, if you're interested, I've got some work for you. And that's just kind of how it grew. And right now we're at 6 event hosts. I actually just hired one about a month ago. He's going to be great. He's got a degree in PR and social media, so that's another like card in the back pocket. He can also help not only be a great event host, but he can also help with our social media and our SEO and our public relations and stuff like that. So just scouting talent it's tough, but it's well worth it. We got 40 people in here right now. Tell me where you guys are from. Hey man, it's Bo from Dallas. Thinking of starting a YouTube channel for the company. What tips do you have in order for me to grow my brand for the company on YouTube? That's a tough one because my channel isn't, like sometimes there's Crown Entertainment that pops across the screen, but my channel, it's for like entertainment and educational purposes only. I've got a company YouTube channel, but it's like highlight videos and like videos of our photo booth and videos of our DJs in action and stuff like that, but it's nothing special. For my channel, and guys that have channels in the comments, people like Bar, people like John, that have successful channels, like it's for educational and entertainment purposes only. I would, if you're going to try to start a channel for your company, focus it on what your company does well. If you want to start a channel for yourself, it's free for all. South Africa in the house, Anaheim, California in the house, SoCal, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, that's right up the road from me, San Antonio. $20 is $20. What's going on, Brent? Congratulations. Brent, he just had a baby boy. Congratulations, my friend. Look, we got somebody from Little Rock. Man, you're like 15 minutes from me. At what point did you decide you were ready to jump from DJing into production? How did I know I was ready? I still don't know if I'm ready. I do a lot of dumb shit. That's just me being honest. I mess up. I make mistakes. But I've got some great friends that are in the production business. We're not talking doing a couple corporate shows, a couple festivals and stuff like that a year. We're talking arenas and big stuff. I've got good friends who have seen my story and want to see me do well, so they're willing to help me. But like, no lie, like being 100% transparent, this is an example of how I am still learning and growing. So back Easter, it's crazy, it's been this long now, we did a parking lot church service. We set up 12 of our VRX, 8 subs, monitor rig, front of house console, in-ear monitors. We supplied a generator and a power distro and all this other crap. Guess who tied I think it's raining right now. Guess who tied the feeder in wrong? John Simmons tied in the feeder wrong. So it could have been a tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollar mistake. Luckily, we've got rack packs on our stuff, so it pretty much shut the distro down immediately. But I was in a rush, I was out of work, and I was eager to get the job. And I tied the power in wrong. 3-phase power works neutral, live, hot. And I got my neutral and my live mixed up, and I turned the distro on, and next thing I know, my amp rack is smoking. And in my amp rack, I've got 4 of the EVCP 4000S's, a drive rack Venue 360, a rack pack. We just got a bunch of stuff. Like one amp rack is probably, to replace it, we're looking at like $25,000. I make mistakes too. I'm just like the next guy. I make mistakes too. Do you know what stressed the fact that everyone should use I know that you stress the fact that everyone should use a 3-way speaker for live sound. How am I able to use a standard EKX15 for MMA fights? Is because I use 6 or 8 of them, really, and the rooms themselves aren't that big. So a lot of these places that we do the MMA fights in, they don't allow us to fly a rig. If we could fly a rig, we'd put 2 VRXs per side on each corner, fly the rig, put all the lights on there, lift it up at one time, put the subs against the wall, and everything is nice, neat, and out of sight, out of mind. The only problem is a lot of the places that they have these fights, we can't fly. And 2 VRXs on a pole scattered about the room, it just makes for not a great time on the in and the out, because a lot of times we don't have a lot of time getting into these venues. So we play 6 to 8 EKX15s around the room. I am a proponent for 3-way speakers in a live sound in setting, but when I'm playing DJ tracks and a microphone, those EKXs kick ass. Let's see here. Blake Newkirk. After we get back to the new normal, am I looking at boxes like the VTX V20? I'm actually looking at some RCF stuff. The HDL 20s, that will probably, I don't know. RCF is dope. RCF sounds good. RCF is somewhat reasonably priced. RCF just isn't as rider friendly as saying, yeah, I got a VRX, or I've got a JBL Vertec rig, or I've got an EV X-Array rig. It's just not as rider friendly yet. as some of the major brands. And in the market that I'm in, I would be the only cat essentially with an RCF rig. I bought the VRX because it was a good middle point in between a DJ rig and a concert line array rig. The good thing about the VRX is if I need more, if I'm doing a big corporate ballroom where I need to do 20 boxes of VRX to kind of get the throw of the room, I've got a ton of people that I can rent from right up the road. Whereas if I only had the RCF rig, that'd be tough. So the VTX stuff, it looks nice, but I'm not spending any money. I'm not spending any major money probably at least until 2022. That's I won't make a $15,000-$20,000 investment at least until 2022. That's just it. When the numbers get back right, then we'll look at it, or unless I've got signed contracts but deposits paid on stuff that people need. But I ain't buying shit for a while. 48 people in here. What's going on? What's going on? If you hadn't already, tell me where you're from. I like to see my peoples all over the world. Any tips on wanting to work / be an intern for a production company that's not hiring? I have around 6 years of audio engineering background. Long story on how I lost my production work. Timeout. Any tips on wanting to work, be an intern for a production company that's not hiring? If they're not hiring for a paid position, the only way you're going to get in is to either A, work for free, which sometimes I don't think that's a bad idea. As a matter of fact, that's the only way you're going to get in. If they're not hiring, who doesn't love free labor? You got to make sure that the person's not crazy, but who doesn't love free labor? So essentially, you say, hey, production company up the road, I'm looking for work. I've got 6 years of experience. I know you guys aren't hiring. We can work on that. But right now, I want to get in here. I want to help you. I want to help you help yourself. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to grow. You guys are doing the damn thing. How about I work for you for 6 weeks, unpaid, and let's address this after the fact. Now, I definitely wouldn't do that in a full-time basis, but a couple days a week at the shop, rolling cables, cleaning stuff, replacing lamps and fixtures, whatever that they need to have done, 6 weeks, and then reevaluate the situation. Oh, let's see here. Patrick Hawkins checking in from Cersei. Patrick, I'm going to take this time to shoot my shot. I know you do some video work. We do too now, so give me a call. We need to talk. What in-ear monitor system do you run? The Shure PSM 900s. Either that or the Sennheiser G4s. I was looking at buying a used set of G3s, but they were beat. And the G4s is what's industry standard now. Generally, you'll find that people use Shure wireless microphones, Sennheiser in-ear monitors. I don't know why. L-acoustics for the rig, or for the win. Wouldn't we all like to have L-acoustics? Would I ever put my VRX rig on a summer rig for something like an MMA gig, or would that also not be allowed? Oh, on a Sumner. Yeah, I'll put VRXs on a Sumner lift, but the problem with lifts, I own a pair of Genie super lifts. In order to do that right and have like the the square rig, you'd need 2, 4, 6. You need 8 lifts, and I just don't have that many lifts. Let's see here. Australia, Green Bay, Wisconsin, Ohio. Man, John Caniford, you inspire me. Nah, man, you inspire me. Let's see here. San Bernardino. It was nice chatting with you. Take care. Looks like what are y'all doing? I like how you're just talking about setting up for fights. You have to like you were just talking about setting up for fights. How do you avoid comb filtering and feedback from having the sound coming in so many directions? comb filtering is something that we can't necessarily avoid. And like, I know all of the audio, like true audio guys, just like stab their ears with ice picks. But one thing that we do, we always go to the center of the ring. We give the microphone to the announcer who's got a big, boisterous, loud voice, and we tell him to go at it. We tell him to go at it for 10 or 15 minutes. And we're ringing out stuff, and we walk around the room with the open microphone, getting those frequencies, those problematic frequencies, the 2K and the 1.2K and the 200, and we go through and notch it. That's just something that you've got to do in any live sound situation. I'm not going to say that you have to do it with a DJ rig, because, you know, if you have feedback at a wedding, you just tell the person to move, or you move, or turn your mic down, or whatever. But yeah, for that stuff, we dedicate no less than 30 minutes or so just to making sure that we don't have any feedback whatsoever, no matter where the presenter is in the room. And the whiskey that has done kicked in. You ain't lying. I'm almost done with this cup. We're probably about to grab another one. Tyrone Carver, what's going on? So tell me in the chat. Let me know what are y'all doing in the downtime. Now, I know that a lot of you guys probably have full-time day jobs that may or may not be keeping you afloat. You know, a lot of people got furloughed, a lot of people on unemployment. What are you guys doing to stay busy? And yeah, what approach formula helps you understand what you need to charge for a service? That's a great question. So what I do is, especially like on rentals, rentals are simple. If I'm renting out a piece of equipment, I rent that piece of equipment for 20% of purchase price out the door. So if something costs $1,000, I'm renting it for $200. Now, the bigger the package, the more you have to work in, you know, kind of give some leniency to people's budgets, things of that nature. But generally, it's 20% of list equipment, and then I put my price on what it's worth for me personally to leave my home and take this gear in my truck, in my trailer, adding up fuel costs. What's my time worth? And like, to be completely honest with you, my time, I don't like to leave this shop unless I can make no less I need to make at least, DJ work wise, I need to make $115 an hour. So $115 an hour on top of the 20%. Generally, our budget package goes for somewhere around $1,000. In New Jersey, that's not a lot of money. In California, that's not a lot of money. In Arkansas, my house payment for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot house on an acre of land is $750 a month. That's my mortgage payment. Something like that in California would be $4,000. You know, it'd be absurd. So if I can leave this shop and make $1,000, I have successfully done what I need to do. On production stuff, it kind of varies. So on production stuff, 20% fuel charge, travel charge, drive time charge, and then for a production job, if I'm not making $200 to $300 an hour personally, and then paying the labor, who is also going to be, you know, $250 to $400 for a day rate, depending on what their expertise is. It adds up quick. It's like the MMA stuff. You'll kind of see the numbers play themselves out, where I say I'm taking EKXs and lights and all that stuff, and it's, you know, $4,000 to $5,000, and that's probably still too low. There we go. Galveston. I love Galveston. 20% a single day rate. I try to work with people, especially on the weekend stuff. But generally, yeah, it's 20% per day, especially if it's a multi-day event. If it's a one-time rental and they're going to use it on Saturday, but they're going to come pick it up Friday and bring it back Monday or Tuesday, then I only charge them for that Saturday, even though they very well may use it that Friday, that Saturday, that Sunday, that Monday, and bring it back to me Tuesday. I try to help people. you got a full-time job trying to broadcast more of my gigs that were postponed are starting to come around. That's awesome. I work in the firearm industry. We have been slammed. I'm taking all the overtime I can and trying to invest all that in the audio equipment so I can do rentals when this is over. That's the firearm industry. I bet, especially with all the protests and stuff happening. Yeah, it's got to be a crazy field to be in right now, especially. Doing residential installs, distance meetings, and bar video DJ gigs. That's awesome. Yeah. So we've been doing a lot of install work. As a matter of fact, like beyond this wall to the shop, I've probably got 20 boxes of stuff that needs to go in someone's house. We've got a couple of high schools that we're putting some PTZ cameras in. It's interesting for sure. No other day job, multi-op with 6 DJs in Rochester, Minnesota, opening another Ever After event office in another city about an hour away from here. Man, that's awesome, Brent. Man, keep hustling. That's another guy, Brent Robertson. If you're not friends with him on Facebook, we've both grown. I've seen his story. He's seen my story. Opening, another franchise office in another city. That's great. That's great. Set up my home church for live stream with separate console and video. Got myself on payroll there and consulted a few others. About to go on this weekend and do a full video distro at another one. That's awesome. So one thing that we have also started doing is like with our warehouse space and our conference room space, we've been able to put up some pipe and drape. And essentially, we want to turn that into a turnkey solution for a band wanting to come shoot a live stream for their audience, or want to shoot a music video or something like that. Here at the conference room, like as you can see, we've got pipe and drape behind me. Anybody that needs to do a Zoom conference with a little bit more professional quality than what they can get on their cell phone. We've been able to do some stuff for the Chamber of Commerce, shooting video and stuff like that. So where there's a will, there's a way. And I really think once all you guys that want to do this full time, once you like have this as your only source of income, you will find a way to make shit happen. So we're trying to pull all our resources and just stay busy and make sure that we got diaper money. Bought a Camsys Quick Q10 to learn before business picks back up. I think the Camsys Quick Q series, the 10, the 20, and the 30. I used to have the 30, sold it. It just wasn't a good fit for what we do, but I think it's a great fit for a lot of in-betweeners. There was just some things feature set that we needed that it couldn't provide. I'm not shitting on the console. It's still a great source or resource for DJs that are growing into production companies. I really think it's a great option. We ended up going with the Onyx system. It's been great. We like it. I drive a semi over the road and DJ on the side. That's awesome. I've always wanted a semi. Hopefully one of these days I will own one. Let's see here. I work full-time at a music shop, running sound at my church for outdoor services on the weekend. A lot of folks are doing that right now. A lot of folks. Let's see here. What'd y'all have for dinner? I'm still hungry. I have not. Was going to have a full RCFPA, but COVID cut that plan out. Yeah. Yeah. Bass Boss, yes. So John brought up Bass Boss. I actually talked to the guys at Bass Boss at NAMM. Those speakers are killer. Their subs are literally unbelievable. They're a little high. And again, that's another thing that kind of, they're not as well known as, let's say, an L Acoustics, the JBL, Electro Voice. Even like a Serban Vega. Everybody knows what Serban Vega is. Not everybody necessarily knows what Bass Boss is, but damn do they put out a dope product. I gotta blow my nose. Hold on a second. I know the whiskey's kicking in because my nose is running and I'm hot, and it's not hot outside. Let's check out the Twitch. Is anybody? We've got one person watching on Twitch. One person. If you're not following me on Twitch, you probably should, at DJ Woopig on Twitch. I had McDonald's for the first time in 5 years. It's not great for you. I have an X-Air. Choose your frequencies well and have at it. Yeah, the X-Air series, I've got like 3 of those things. They're for the money. I don't think you can really beat them. I really don't think you can beat, like, for those. As a matter of fact, I've got a video up. So you want to get started in live sound. That's the name of the video. The X-Air series, I think, is probably the best bang for the buck, especially if you can't afford like a full-size console. It's way better than like an old school analog desk in many different ways, in my opinion. Yeah, for sure. X-Airs are dope. It's hot in here. Sheesh. If production companies in our area, Green Bay, charge like that, there wouldn't be any entertainment anywhere. Most cover bands can't pay more than $500. Obviously, a different market. I would say Green Bay. I would say Green Bay is a bigger market than Little Rock. There's guys out there making good money in Green Bay, without a doubt, 100%. It's just you gotta be able to get those shows. And even like the local band, even like the local bands that we go out and do shows with, I tell them up front, for us to take out 2 subs, 2 3-way tops, pretty much a turnkey system for like a 250 crowd room, it's going to be $1,000. But we're going to bring out 2 subs, 2 tops, mic package, a mixing console, 2 light trees, and have at it. Which it's going to be better than any band setup that they've ever used, and it's gonna be a lot better than what they've ever had. So they're going to be happy, and it's going to be $1,000. And I'm sorry if you can't afford it, but I can't leave this shop and not make a dime. I can't do the free gigs, the cheap gigs. Those days for me are over with. I used to be able to just do whatever I wanted to. I started out DJing 4 hours for $250 back in 2007. I was charging $250 for 4 hours. If it was a frat party, I was doing frat parties for $125 and a bottle of whiskey. But things have changed, times have changed, and I've got a lot more overhead. And once you reach a point to where you've got your numbers in check, you know what you can and what you can't go out for. And I can't go out anymore for $500. I just can't. Mahalo from Hawaii. What's going on, Felix? Be careful with the whiskey. I know my cup's empty, so we're going for a second. I'm not drunk. I feel like that's probably what every drunk person says. I'm not drunk. I'm totally not drunk. I will 1,000% sleep here before I ever drive intoxicated, but it's all good. Am I a member of the chamber in Cabot? Not only am I a member of the chamber in Cabot, which is the city that I'm in, but I'm also a member of the Searcy Chamber, the Sherwood Chamber, the Jacksonville Chamber, the Little Rock Chamber, the North Little Rock Chamber, the Benton, the Bryant, the Conway, and the Jonesboro Chamber of Commerce. I think I'm a member of probably 12 chambers of commerces. And you guys have heard me talk about this before. I know Brent heard me talk about it at my presentation in Vegas. No lie, chambers of commerce probably bring me $35,000 to $40,000 a year, and that's not me trying to make my numbers look good. It's 100% legit. Chambers of commerce are great ways for you to get involved. A, get involved in your community. B, meet other small business owners like yourself. C, get in and schmooze with all of the events that happen. People throw parties. People have conferences. People have galas and award shows and all that stuff. I want to be the guy that provides production for them. And Chamber of Commerces are a great way to meet people and grow your business. What's the PA system to my right? This is a Yorkville Elite system. It consists of 1 sub, 2 tops. It's like a plug and play kit. It's my practice rig. for the conference room. How do I negotiate my standard price in the COVID area because gigs aren't like they were before? I would much rather stay at home than work for free. I don't negotiate. Now, I'll try to work with someone. Let's say, for instance, let's say a client, they've got a $2,500 budget, and in all reality, it's a $3,200 invoice. Meet me halfway at 28. Try to work with them. But all in all, I mean, I'm not cutting prices in half just because we got a pandemic coming on. I will find another venture, or I will go get a day job before there's $500,000 of equipment in the room right here. Somebody paid for that stuff. I will go work for somebody else before I give it away. That's just me being me. Let's see here. If production... We got 42 people watching. Hi, John. Great YouTube with Christian Jackson. Be safe, Jim. Yeah, I noticed we did... I started this little series prior to COVID. Yes, I know I need a haircut. The Showtime series started off with Cale Conrad, and then we had episode 2 with Christian Jackson. If you haven't done so already, these are like industry guys that have been at it for a while or have become successful. There's lots of great information in those Showtime series. If you haven't done so already, be sure to go back and watch those. It's been great. Let's see here. Free cheap gigs are usually the toughest gigs to please anyway. Strange to say that, but the more the charge, the less the client complains. I will agree with that 100%. As a matter of fact, I took a screenshot of a quote on Facebook the other day. $6,000 gig, paid on time via direct deposit. $150 gig, 36 emails, 17 tax forms, 2 ID scans, and you're still waiting on a check in the mail. That's 100% true. It seems like the cheap clients are always the ones that you have to bend over backwards for, and the more expensive clients, they trust you to go out there and do your job. Now we know how you got the name for your company. I'm not going to say that wasn't an influence. Let's see here. Sam Gooding. I am Kevin. Hello, Kevin. Who are you looking forward to watch football in the NFL this year? I am a Baltimore Ravens fan. Lamar Jackson, Big Trust, all those guys. Man, it's going to be a hell of a season. But to be quite honest with you, I don't watch a lot of football. I don't watch a lot of sports. I watch more YouTube than I do anything else. And when I say I watch more YouTube, yeah, I watch my guys Barr and Rick Webb and CT and Cleveland Terry and Jay Book, all those guys. I'm from the country, if you haven't noticed already. I know you're probably thinking, where is the black guy accent? It's right here. It's in my pocket. I put it away. This is my country accent. I watch a lot of like camping videos on YouTube, and I don't go camping. I'm not an outdoorsman. But I love watching people build something from nothing. They take a forest and they build a campfire and they cook a great meal and build shelters and stuff like that. That's what I watch more of that stuff than I do anything else. You're a season ticket holder. Man, let me get some money. Touring engineer, Phil's Aim Joseph. Let me ask you a question. You're a touring engineer. How do I get into gigging? You're a touring engineer. I should be asking you how to get into gigging. Put some re-ask that question. I don't think that's how you meant to do that. Levi, what's going on, man? You need another S16 digital snake. Give me a call. Give me a call tomorrow. I'll be in the office pretty much all day. I've got a dentist appointment at 8, so I'll be here by 9. But yeah, if you need one, let me know. And also, guys, if you guys have something that you're looking for, shameless plug. Another thing that we've kind of been working on behind the scenes, we are a dealer for thousands of brands, all of the major brands, whether it be Evie, JBL, Behringer, Midas, Avid, whoever. If you need a quote on a piece of equipment, I can get you a hell of a deal nine times out of 10. Now, keep in mind that it's a drop ship coming directly from the manufacturers 9 times out of 10, so it's not Amazon Prime 2-day free shipping, but I can save you some money over retail. So if you guys need something, if you're looking to purchase some new speakers, purchase a new bit of kit, a controller, a microphone, whatever, our website should be going live here in the next month. And it's going to have all of the stuff that we use, that you see in the videos most frequently. Hold on. I don't know why my allergies are so bad. Let me take a Benadryl. Bless me. Quick, I need somebody to Google, will taking Benadryl while drinking whiskey, will it kill you? But you tell us not to call you to get a hold of you on Facebook or websites. All right, so, yeah. I know. Don't call me. Do not call me. And I know it's like been a running joke, but here's like the serious part of it. And this is why I don't like it when people call. And I get upset and I get kind of put out and turned off. Do you guys like it when you get those robocalls, those spam calls? Like you pick one up and you're like, damn, I hate when people call me, or I hate when I get these automated calls. That's exactly how I feel. Because not so much anymore, but like back in the day, I would get 5 or 6 calls a day. Like it was a bunch. And then it kind of tapered off to 3 or 4 a day. And then it tapered off to 3 or 4 a week. But I still get, on a regular basis, I would probably say anywhere from 10 to 12 calls a week. People needing help and advice. And look, I try to help. That's why I put stuff out on the internet. But when I say shoot me an email, djwoopig@gmail.com. Or send me a message on my Facebook. Don't send it to my business Facebook. Send it to me. Add me on Facebook, Jonathan Simmons. You can find me. Levi, you've got my number. You can definitely call me. But yeah, all the equipment that I used was provided by the tour, so I have no equipment. Well, right now it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough because I don't think anybody is gigging. So I think you're just gonna have to hang out with the rest of us. I don't know. Oh shit! Per Google, Benadryl and alcohol too causes drowsiness. Take the two together, and you can wind up experiencing the worst case, possibly even unconsciousness. Maybe that was a bad idea. Maybe I am allergic to my cat. I don't think so. It's hot in here. My pit's sweating. All right, so it's midnight where I am. We got 41 people on right now. Man, somebody gave me a dislike? Damn! All right, I got 1 dislike, and that's 1 too many. I need you guys to go and smash that like button, and then we got time for 10 more questions. Or not 10 more questions. We got time for 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to go home. I think the shop number is on the Crown Entertainment Instagram page. It probably is. It 100% is. Look, I tell people not to call me. My number's not hard to find, especially if you Google Crown Entertainment in Arkansas. You will 100% find my shop number. But make no mistake, if you call and I pick up and you lead off with, hey, I saw you on YouTube, I'm going to cut you off and I'm going to say, shoot me an email, djwoopig@gmail.com, and I will hang up. Keith, hey John, hadn't seen your videos in a minute. Baby here. Baby is here and has been here for 3 months. He's precious. I love him. 118D, active speaker, won't power up. Who or what service should I seek? Thanks. 9 times out of 10, if you look at like the speaker manufacturers, they generally have like certified warranty repair centers. That's where I would start. It may not lead you far. They may want a lot of money, but that's where I would start. So you might even crack the thing open and see if you can't figure out how to fix it yourself. At the end of the day, I fix a lot of stuff that's broke. I don't have like an electronics degree. I don't solder very well, but I like saving money and I got time right now, especially. I have fixed a lot of broken stuff that we had in the shop. I've organized a lot of stuff that we had in the shop just because I've had the time to do it, and now is the time. Thoughts on the Denon Prime 4? I think it's pretty dope. Best portable rig for 200 people. I would say you can't go best or cheapest. Before I give you that answer, let's go best or cheapest, because cheap is not always good and good is not always cheap. So if give me an answer to that question, and then I'll give you my answer. Let's see here. No joke, John. I applied one place for med coverage. Now I'm getting 4 to 6 calls a day. Message me or email me. I ain't answering. Michael, no lie. Power supply went out on my S16. Is impossible to reach Behringer. Can I fix? It might be a possibility. The problem with Behringer right now is all of their supply and manufacturing is overseas, and with COVID, they have shut down completely. So, because we've been doing a lot of systems integration stuff, we've got a lot of churches, a lot of schools that want X32s, and right now, I'm a direct dealer, and I can't get a Behringer X32 until November. Back in June, that date was August, and then it got moved to September, and then it got moved to October. And right now, the earliest that we can get them is November. I don't doubt that there will be a Behringer shortage until December. I don't doubt that a bit. So that's probably why you haven't been able to get a hold of Behringer. They're shut down. They're shut down right now. It is what it is. Best and cheapest. Mr. Joseph, if you're looking for good and you're looking for cheap, I would say starting out, I would look at the ZLX series from Evie. They're the best-selling speaker. They're the best-selling active loudspeaker in the world, and that's not for unjust cause. They sound great for what they are. They're priced great for what they are. And it can work in a variety of rooms. I would say get a pair of ZLX 15s and a pair of ELX 18 subs. And I think you could do 200 people and have a really great sound for cheap. If you want to spend a little bit more money, I would go with the EKX series, which I love and adore. I would say hands down, besides uplights, that's probably been the thing that has made me more money in the past 4 years is my EKX PA. That was the first professional PA that I bought, and I have worked those things to death, and they still sound good. Never had any problems. They get loud. They don't clip. They sound great with subs. They sound great without subs. So yeah, if you're looking to start for something cheap, the ZLX series from Evie. If you want to spend a little bit more money, go with the EKX or the K series from QSC. Have I ever tried alto power speakers? I'd say I'd say they give JBL and EV 15-inch speakers a run for their money. I have not tried alto powered speakers. I've got a buddy that's got some, and he wasn't like super impressed with it. But there's a speaker for every market. I would have no problem putting up an alto for a ceremony or sending it out on rental. But if it's like a performance-based thing where I care about the sound that I'm putting out, I would just trust. I would trust a well-known brand that's got a better product from one of the big three: EV, JBL, QSC. That's not shitting on alto. That's just saying there's a place for it. It's a good place to start, maybe a good place to be somewhere in the middle. But if you have ever heard an EV EKX or a JBL SRX or some of the higher end QSC stuff, you'll know why I say that when I say alto. Told you about the fact that the shop number was on the Crown Entertainment Instagram page, so you can take it down if I wanted to. I'm not going to take it down just because a lot of the Gen Y or Gen Z brides, I guess that's the is it Gen? They're not millennials. I'm a millennial. The generation under me, the 22, 23-ish, they may be millennials. But they're getting married. They go on Instagram to find stuff, and that contact number is important on there. Levi, you didn't have to send me, dude. You didn't have to send me $5. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Let's see here. What about DAS? Actually, Keith, exciting news coming up. DAS. I'll just throw that out there because just stay tuned to the channel. And nobody gives Mackie no love. I know. Some of the older stuff that Mackie had when it was like Italian made, man, it sounded really good. And they got loud, and they didn't bottom out, and they didn't lose horsepower. The new DRM stuff, I would just say, I would like it better than I would like an alto, but I still don't think it's in that same upper echelon of some of the higher end levels with the big three. Thoughts on QSC? I don't have any QSC products. I don't have any QSC products. That goes for speakers. That goes for amps. That goes for whatever. I don't own any. I will say, like the K series from QSC or the K.2 or whatever it is now. I prefer a wooden enclosure speaker box. I think it has a warmer sound. I think it's more durable. I think it can stand up to the test of time more. And I like the way a wooden enclosure sounds. I've never been a fan of plastic enclosures, even though I say that ZLX is the way to go if you're starting out. But I've just never been a fan of a plastic enclosure QSC box. They get loud. I think they lose a lot at the higher volumes, but that's just me. Again, there's a lot of DJs out there that got the QSC stuff. They're doing something right, obviously, but I prefer a wooden enclosure. I prefer my EVs over my QSCs by far. Levi, first-hand experience right there. We have a pair of altos, and one of them keeps dying. There we go. Trying to inspire you to make some more videos. Oh. I do need to get back on my grind. How's my company surviving COVID? We are hanging on. We're surviving. We're not thriving, and we're not bankrupt. But we're doing okay. The wedding stuff is doing well. The systems integration stuff is doing well. And then all of the things that I mentioned previously about different ventures that we're getting into, we're doing okay. But without a doubt, we're finding other things to try to put more eggs in different baskets to try to generate some more revenue. All right, that's 10 minutes. Why don't I use PV stuff? I don't know. PV, whenever they moved out from Mississippi, where their headquarters were, and started shipping stuff over to China, everybody makes stuff in China. I'm not bagging on PV, but I do feel like, whereas like JBL stuff is assembled in Mexico, EV stuff. Some of it comes from China. A lot of it comes from Bosch in Europe. But I feel like whenever PV made the jump of, hey, we still want to stay in the market, but it's not feasible for us to do it being an American-made and manufactured company, I feel like they kind of dropped off whenever they shifted all of their production stuff to China. Now, like Crest, which is a PV company, I heard one of their line arrays at NAMM, and I was really shocked at how fantastic it sounded. I was really shocked at how good it sounded. But that's not PV, that's Crest. That's their upper echelon brand. Yeah. Let's see here. Chico, I purchased my EKX setup after seeing your dolly for the EKX 18 subs, which also made and posted on Instagram. I love my ETX setup. The EKXs, man, you can't beat it. The cat was scratching that Yorkville speaker. The cat, right? She has no claws, so she ain't hurting nothing. I do find it comical. All right. Any last minute questions? It's 12:12. It's 12:12. I'm getting off of here at 12:15. We run ZLX speakers. Not sure I want to invest in the money on the EKX. As Brent, I think that's a great. I think that's a great point. Because at the end of the day, you want to provide a good sound for your client, but then you reach a point to where what you're putting out, they don't really care about. As long as it's not terrible, they can't tell a difference. Which is why I think a lot of the ZLXs, or why the ZLX is the number one selling speaker in America. Are there speakers out there that sound better than the ZLX? Yes. Are there speakers out there that sound better for the money? I don't think so. And it's still it's a prosumer level speaker, as is the K series and everything else. I don't think you can get a better speaker for the money. So Brent, I think you're right on par. Maybe the EKX isn't the best way to go, especially if you're a wedding DJ. A lot of brides just don't really care. So if you're providing a good, decent sound with the ZLXs and everyone's happy and you haven't had any complaints, by all means, do what you want to. Ray, any advice for new business owners regarding finances, taxes, etc.? The Yamaha Club Series, they sound fantastic. I have no idea where to start. And this will be the last question that I answer. So Ray asks, any advice for new business owners regarding finances / taxes, etc.? I have no idea where to start filing taxes. Please, if you're looking to do this and be serious about it as I would even say as a hobby, anything, you need, at the bare minimum, you need QuickBooks Self-Employed or QuickBooks Online. You need that at a bare minimum. It will help you keep up with your transactions, how to classify them. If you're sending out 1099s to your guys, you can do all that stuff with QuickBooks. If, let's say your business is doing more than $50,000 a year, I would even say more than $30,000 a year, you need a CPA. You need a good time out. If you're doing less than 30 grand a year, I would say QuickBooks would be a great way to get started with managing your finances. Less than $30,000. If you're doing between $30,000 and $60,000 a year, I would say get a good tax preparer who can save you some time and some energy and probably some money on getting good tax breaks, on classifying things the right way, on just on that. So if you're in between the $30,000 and the $60,000 range, you need QuickBooks. B, you need a good tax preparer. If you're making more than 60 grand a year, you need a CPA. A CPA that knows small business and a CPA that knows the rules. You need a CPA. You need one because they will say, if a good CPA will always have your best interest at heart, because they don't want you to go out of business because you're a customer. If you're out of business, they're not going to get any money from you. But I can tell you without a doubt, my CPA is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. Things like, questions like being a LLC versus an S Corp and paying payroll taxes and having W-2 employees and how you're paying your contractors. I'm not a numbers guy. I'm not an accountant. I'm a DJ and I do badass rock shows. I don't know numbers. I would much rather entrust someone that knows what they're doing to ensure that I won't end up in jail. So if you want to start a business, and I tell anybody this, if you want to start a business, you need three things. You need a plan, you need an attorney, and you need a CPA. All right. And on that note, it's 12:17, guys. I appreciate y'all watching. We got 48 people watching. If you haven't done so already, please go down in the boxes or wherever you're watching it. Hit the thumbs up button. I'm not gone from YouTube, but right now, just to be honest, there's not a lot of stuff to shoot. If you've got some ideas of something that you've seen in one of my videos or seen in a shop tour video, and you want an explanation of what it is, what it does, all that stuff. If you see something that you want done, put it in a comment. Let me know, or send me an Instagram message or Facebook message. If you call me, I promise you, I will not do a video on whatever you want to do. It's just not the way to get a hold of me, especially with a newborn baby. Don't call me from Africa at 3 o'clock in the morning. I know it's 2 in the afternoon there, but damn, I'm sleeping. Anyway, all right, guys. Video on cleaning a mixer or a speaker. Hey, that's a great idea, actually. That's a great idea, Michael. But yeah, if you got any questions, comments, concerns, shoot me a message or leave it in the video comments below. As always, guys, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I know I haven't been the most active on YouTube in the past 3 months, but I think everybody kind of understands what we're going through. Maybe when we get back to crushing events, I'll have more YouTube content up. And probably in the meantime, I'm going to look at doing more of these live streams, just talking to you guys and going from there. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you. As always, count your blessings and be nice to people. And tell your mama that you love her. We'll see you next time.